Guy, how far now?
Omo, I'm not really fine. Do you know they paid me last week and right now I can't even boast up to 10,000 naira in my account?
Seriously?
Yes.
Did you budget?
Which one is budgeting? Now, am I a politician?
That's why your money is missing like NEPA lights.
But I didn't buy anything serious, shoes, bags, the thing that guys need now. And just like that, fiam, the money has disappeared.
But it's all these little things. That's why it's taking your money.
Nah. But what should I do?
See, you have to create a budget. You have to track your spending. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. And you have to save before you spend, not the other way around.
So what you're trying to say that this money management thing is no child's play?
It's no child's play at all.
The Money Click is an annual financial literacy program to help you up your money game. The Money Click is not just about money, it's about mindset. So in the Money Click program, go beyond budgeting to rewire your thinking, to rewire your mindset, to change your thinking about income, to change your thinking about money management. So we'll help you grow your income, we'll help you manage it, we'll help you invest with confidence. Money is not just about what you know. Money is more about how you behave. And every day in the Money Click program, what we'll try to do is to influence how you behave about money. This is not just financial education. This is financial transformation. I will hope to see you become a part of it. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone and good afternoon. Please let me know if you can hear me. Good afternoon to you all and welcome to today's live session on on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. You can also join us on Facebook. We're also broadcasting live on Facebook at the moment. Thank you so much for being here. Happy to have you all here. It's good to be back again on another Thursday. I wasn't here last Thursday, and last Thursday was the day my daughter was born. And yes, we're glad, we're happy. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at prosperity without wisdom, why it doesn't last. Why prosperity without wisdom doesn't last. If you're here and you can hear me, please let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know in the comment section that you can hear me. All right. Yes, good day. Okay, I see a positive. I can hear. Okay, thank you so much, Madam Freedom. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I see Mr. Isaac. I see Mr. Chris. I see Mrs. Uzosike. I see Madam Anne. Yes, I see Madam Anne here and see Madam Banke Adesoji. Thank you so much. All right, okay. All right, thank you, Madam Tamari. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Happy to hear that everybody can hear me. Happy to see that. All right, so we will get right into what we have for today. Okay, I'm still wondering why. Okay, all right, so we'll get right into what we have for today. There's something about something happening. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. All right. So today we want to talk about prosperity without wisdom. Why it doesn't last. Why prosperity without wisdom? There's like, good morning to you, Madam Emerald George. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're looking at prosperity without wisdom. Why it doesn't last. Why it doesn't last. One of the greatest financial misconceptions in the world is believing that prosperity automatically creates wealth for you. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. In fact, History has repeatedly shown that a lot of people experience prosperity only to lose it. A lot of people have come in contact with a lot of money only to lose it. Yes, they came in contact with prosperity, right? People have received promotions, people have grown businesses, people have inherited money, people have won contracts, experienced financial breakthroughs, but yet years later, there is little evidence of the prosperity they once enjoyed. Why? Why? Why is it that we have people that we can say, when this man used to be in money, when this man was himself, if you knew this man in his prime, if you knew this man if you knew him in the 2000s, if you knew him in the 2015, it was the time he had money. Why is it that we have so many evidence of people who have once same prosperity, once enjoyed it, but no more today? We can see a lot of them, even in lottery winners. Why is it that there are a lot of lottery winners today, right? That have won lottery, millions in dollars, but today they are back to square zero. Not even square one. Why? Right? The reason is prosperity can bring you money, but only wisdom can keep it. Only wisdom can keep it. Prosperity and wisdom are not the same thing. So many people assume because someone has money, then they must have wisdom. No, it doesn't. And some people become arrogant when they come in contact with money, so they feel like they don't have to learn anything about money anymore, right? And that's where the downfall begins. Remember, there's something I always tell you, that multiplying money is dependent on knowledge. So if you come in contact with money, that's making money. It's the easiest form. Managing the money requires a lot of discipline. And you still need to learn how to become disciplined. But a lot of times, when people come in contact with money, they think that's all they need. Right? People think because somebody has money, there's no need for wisdom anymore. But wisdom and prosperity are two different things. Prosperity is having resources. Wisdom is knowing what to do with those resources. Years ago, I think I've told this story before. Years ago, it sounds funny when we say, or when I just said that wisdom is knowing what to do with the resources. A lot of people actually do not know what to do with their resources. I've told this story before, I'll tell it again. Years ago, he told me years ago in the 70s. So my father told us the story. So he had a cousin, a second cousin, kind of. So, his cousin, it was his cousin. So he had a cousin that then the guy was into money. He has a lot of money. He had a big farm in Borno. In fact, he still lives in Borno till today. He had a big farm in Borno. So he had money. When I mean money, he had money. But he didn't know what to do with the money. So he said in the 70s, he bought 2 Peugeot 504 vehicles and he parked them at home. Parked them at home in the village. 2 Peugeot 504 vehicles. And then his kinsmen asked him that, why are you parking 2 Peugeot 504 vehicles at home in the village? He said that was his retirement plan, that he's keeping them for when he retires. It's funny how somebody can have a lot of money but doesn't know what to do with the money. Somehow he knew he needed to plan for his retirement. He just didn't know how to go by it. He did park those vehicles. Years later, those vehicles dilapidated even without him driving them. So prosperity without wisdom is not the same. So do not ever find yourself in a position where you are overlooking the place of wisdom in your life. Where you think, probably because you now have come in contact with money, then you do not need to learn any other thing about how you can use and manage that money better. This, my uncle, like I've told you, he had a lot of it. He had a lot of money, right? He was one of those people who used to, he was a merchant he was a farmer. He used to move fish from Lake Chad before things got bad. He used to move fish from Lake Chad to Borno and other parts of the country. He had a lot of money coming his way. But he just did not know what to do with those resources. So, of all the thoughts in this world, the only thing he could think of is to buy 2 Peugeot 504 vehicles, brand new chassis at that time, and pack it in the village. That's what he will use to take care of himself in retirement. It's crazy, but it happened. It's crazy, but it happened. And eventually we saw the remnants of the 504. So it's not just about coming in contact with money. You need to constantly seek. You need to constantly put yourself in a position where you gain wisdom to manage it better and to multiply it. And here's the thing: prosperity can arrive suddenly. Just like people who won lottery. You can win lottery today and you have $1 million in your account. But wisdom cannot come suddenly. Wisdom is developed gradually. So prosperity can come suddenly, but wisdom will come gradually, and it will come through learning. It will come through practicing discipline. It will come through experience. It will come through humility. It will come through observation. It will come through good stewardship. And that's the reason why you need to be in accountability groups like the Money Click. One thing you might not realize is how much influence the Money Click has on you. It comes in little. It's compounding in you without you even knowing it. Without you also knowing it. But whether you know it or you don't know it, Money Click is having a great impact on you. And if you're not in the Money Click, it's one place you need to be in. Because the Money Click is all about making you more wiser with money. Every day, we're learning, with improving your discipline, we're learning from other people's experiences, with humility, with observation, with good stewardship. Right? And because prosperity can come very quick, but wisdom comes slowly. Right? That's why somebody can be prosperous very quickly and become broke just as quickly. Somebody can prosper just sharp, but in the same speed that he prospered, he will go back to square one. I'll tell you a continuation of that story, right? For that, my uncle. He got into a lot of money. See, as at the time, I don't want to mention his name, but as at the time he was in money, honestly, you don't want to imagine how much money came this man's way. But the time came, the Boko Haram issue became a problem in the Northeast because he was based just a few miles away from Maiduguri. In fact, my uncle, they said he had so much land I've never visited that they said they used to ride horse in his property. That's how big it was. But the Boko Haram incident happened. He became a target at some point. He fled, came back to the east. As at the time he came back to the east, things were already crumbling. In fact, his life became so bad when he was in the east that he said he was going to go back, and he went back to Borno. And he said he would rather die in Borno than come back and die of hunger in the east. And it's simply because he did not make good use of what came his way when he had plenty. You know, I always give you this analogy. And honestly, if you look around you, you're going to find very obvious evidence of people who got into prosperity but lacked wisdom. And I will always tell you, money management is like a container. If you come in contact with more money than your container can handle, you will lose it. What is the container? It is you. It is the wisdom. It is your discipline. All these things make up your container. So this water This can only takes 75 cl. That's what it takes. That's 750 ml. Now, if I pour 1 liter into this, it will only still retain 750 ml. If I pour 5 liters, it will only retain 750 ml. That's what has happened with a lot of people when it comes to money. Our wisdom remained the same, our capacity remained the same while we came in contact with more and more money. So what was the result? We couldn't hold back what came to us. The only thing we could hold back was what our capacity, our wisdom capacity, our money management capacity could handle. That's the only thing we could hold back. That's the reason why you see people who came in contact with billions and eventually they go back to having nothing. It's because their capacity is as small as that nothing. And they didn't make any move to increase it or to improve it. Right? That's why somebody can become prosperous quickly and then they become broke just as quickly as they become prosperous. Because wisdom, capacity was lacking. See, money magnifies who you already are. That's one thing you need to understand. Because a lot of people feel money will solve a lot of their problems. Yes, sometimes it does. But often, money simply magnifies your existing habits. So if somebody is disciplined, if somebody is patient, somebody is thoughtful, if somebody is financially responsible, more money will usually help them build more wealth. Because to magnify all the things that they have. But if somebody is impulsive, emotional, careless, undisciplined, more money would create bigger problems. And I know I've told you a story also, but I'll tell it again for the benefit of people who did hear it or who were not here then. So there was this young man in a place where I used to work years ago. So every day, his problem was he complained about his salary, how bad his salary was, how they don't pay him well. Oh, he's a volunteer. If you tell him that, don't you think you need to do something better, manage your money? He said, no, it's because you're earning more. That's why you cannot understand. As at that time, he was earning about 80,000. Luckily for this boy, few months later, it wasn't up to 6 months, he got into the mainstream of the organization and his salary went up. His salary went up to over 300, almost 400 as at that time, from 80 to almost 400. Guess what? Nothing changed. He used to bet with 100 naira, 200 naira before. He started betting with 10,000. In fact, on a particular occasion, he came looking for money for rent. And I asked him, so why did you keep money for rent? He kept it, but he used it to gamble and he lost it in sports betting. So money magnifies who you already are. So in case you're struggling with money and you're wondering what is the problem is you. Some people say, this money gets spirit to this thing, money is spirit day for money gets spirit. There's no spirit. You are the spirit. You're the spirit moving the money. Right? You're the spirit moving the money. All right? So it magnifies your behavior. Money reveals your true character. Right? So if you're good and you come in contact with more money, you'll become a better person. If you're terrible, you come in contact with money, you become a more terrible person. And like I said, whoever you are is magnified with money. Why do you think lottery winners struggle? One of the famous examples of prosperity without wisdom are lottery winners. Just look around the world. Many people have won life-changing amounts of money. Imagine winning $1.8 million, $1 million. Life-changing amounts of money. Right? Yet, a surprising number of them, a good number of them return to financial hardship. I'm not saying that they return to normal or they return to hardship. Hardship. Remember, when we talked about blueprint, I always tell you, your blueprint is like a thermostat. It will always return you back to your default unless you begin to consciously change your blueprint. And that's what the Money Click is about. Every day it's about changing your blueprint. Every day it's about you coming to the realization that what I have known before, what I've been doing before is not how I should do it. The books that we're reading are opening your eyes for you to see that I've been doing it all wrong. I've been getting it all wrong. It is changing something in your subconscious. But remember, it doesn't happen overnight. You need to stay at it. You need to stay at it for the results to mature. Good afternoon, Tita Academy. You're welcome back. All right. So, a good number of lottery winners go back to financial hardship. Why? The problem was not the money. So we say that money gets spirits. Money just they come out. I don't know what thing they happen. The problem was that the prosperity that came to them arrived faster than the wisdom. The prosperity came faster than the wisdom. So they had nothing to manage the money with. And that's the reason why I also make this emphasis for us to begin to teach our children how to manage money early. Our children need to learn early. They don't need to start learning when they start making money. And that's the mistake that a lot of us made. A lot of us waited until we started making money till we started learning about money. They should get the wisdom first before the money comes. Right? So the more problem with lottery winners is that their prosperity arrives faster than the wisdom. Right? So their money changed. Their money changed from a few hundreds to millions, but their thinking did not. Their money changed, but their thinking did not change. Right? Their bank balance increased, but their habits remained the same. So their results also remain the same. Even though the bank account increased, the results came back to exactly what their thinking could carry. Thank you so much, Madam Tony George. Thank you. MCK to the world, though. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. So anytime you come in contact with money, right, and you do not have the capacity to manage that money, it will go. If you bring this and you pour 5 liters, this container does not have the capacity to withhold 5 liters. So it will only retain 750 and the rest will spill away. So the question is, what do we do? What did the lottery winners get wrong? What they got wrong was the wisdom. What they got wrong was their thinking did not change. If you think money is for spending and you get $10 million today, I give you just time, you will still spend the $10 million if your thinking does not change. If you think it's a lie, go and ask what's the name of the famous boxer? In fact, I was just reading about him yesterday. No, the famous boxer in the US. Who can remind me of this famous boxer in the US? It's not Muhammad Ali. Funny enough, I forgot it. Why am I forgetting his name? Who? No, not Muhammad Ali. Not Mike Tyson. Thank you so much, Mr. Eklu. Mike Tyson. If you think it's impossible for somebody to come in, Mike Tyson made over $100 million in his career as a boxer. But do you know that it came to a time Mike Tyson had nothing? No jokes. Go and read about Mike Tyson. It came to a time Mike Tyson had nothing. Somebody who came in contact with that much money. His prosperity went faster than his wisdom. He came in contact with money, but his thinking did not change. Right? He came in contact with money, but his capacity to manage money did not improve. his habits remain the same. The same thing happened with a lot of boxers, a lot of athletes, right? You see them, they're in Europe, they're making a lot of money, but every day is party. They live the party lifestyle, the party habits. Few years after their career, everything will just turn blur. Everything will just blur. Few years after their career. That's why you hear about certain nationals, let's say former Super Eagles or nationals of different countries, and they say that the person is sick, the person needs help. But this is somebody that at the peak of their career were earning millions of dollars. Yes, without capacity, wealth will indeed slip through your hands. Right? And we should be wary because income can grow faster than wisdom. Income can grow faster than wisdom. And that's the reason why you need to double down on your wisdom. Some people complain that there are too many books that we're reading in the Money Click. We're not reading enough. You're not reading as fast as your income is improving, is increasing. You're not reading enough. We need to read more. Right? So we're doing 2 a month. It's not even enough. We need to do more. Your salary can double today. People's salary are doubling every day. Some people, their business is suddenly taking off. Some people just all of a sudden start earning millions, billions. Right? If you get into all these things, double salary, your business starts taking off, all this thing happens, and wisdom has not yet caught up with that prosperity, there will be a problem. That's when the person starts spending unnecessarily, start upgrading lifestyle very aggressively, start accumulating liabilities. That's when they start supporting everybody indiscriminately. They become the biggest philanthropists in the world. They support their whole village, their whole community, everybody. They start making poor investments, even if they try to make any. That's when they start living for appearances. It's all about how people see them. The prosperity grew, but the foundation remained weak. And eventually it will crack. It will crack. And we see it every day in our societies. Someone experiences one financial breakthrough today, and suddenly they are feeling pressured to go and build a very massive house that they can't even maintain. In fact, they finished building the house, and in fact there's one that happened recently. The person came into money, and the money that the person had could build the person a small house that could size the family, right? A small house. But guess what? This person went for a humongous house, not a big one. How do you use the word humongous? Eventually, money finished along the way. They couldn't finish the house. House is incomplete. Plus all the bills that are accumulating on them. Now, that financial breakthrough is almost seeming like a story. Some people, it's expensive vehicles that is their problem. As the money hit them, bam, they spend it all on vehicles. For some people, they use it to sponsor family events. Anybody that comes up in the family and says that they want to do something, don't worry, I'll sponsor. Throw party. Some people, they just need to support every other person and forget about their future. And there's something that happens when this breakthrough comes. Sometimes it's like it will never cease coming. So people just spend money anyhow they like. People try to maintain a public image of success. So instead of living within their means, they are buying unnecessary things just to show people that, I am successful. I'm successful. You need to know that I'm successful. You need to know I'm successful. The income increased, but financial wisdom did not increase at the same rate. So only a few people understand that there's a need to match up their income increase with their capacity and wisdom. With their capacity and wisdom. And wisdom is you also understanding that there's a difference between income and wealth. It comes with wisdom, right? One of the reasons why prosperity disappears is because people confuse income with wealth. Income is what you earn, wealth is what you keep and grow. So somebody earning 2 million monthly may appear successful, right? But if they spend 1,095,000, 1.95 million monthly, wealth is not being built. They're not building wealth. Meanwhile, somebody who is earning less, but consistently saving, consistently investing, consistently acquiring assets, may quietly become wealthier than them over time. Somebody who is earning 500,000 can be creating more wealth than somebody who is earning 2 million. It all depends on what you can keep. Yeah, the person earning 2 million has more opportunity to create wealth faster. But the question is, do they have the capacity and the wisdom? Right? Because wisdom prioritizes assets over appearance. Wisdom is not buying car that is the most expensive. Right? Wisdom is focusing on assets. Prosperity focus is on lifestyle. Wisdom is asking you, will this increase my future freedom? Wisdom is building something that lasts and not showing everybody that you've arrived. Right? Wisdom is creating assets. Wisdom thinks beyond today. Wisdom is all about considering future consequences. What will happen by the time I'm old? How will I survive? How will I do this? How will I be able to cater for myself? How will I live? How will I get money flowing back to me by the time I'm old, by the time I retire? How do I get old and not be a burden on my children? That's wisdom. That's wisdom. And that's one thing that wealthy families have passed down from generation to generation. It's not money. It's not just wealth. They've passed down financial wisdom. Right? Money alone is not enough. And that was one of the reasons why I wrote my book, Raising Heirs and Not Hustlers. Money alone is not enough. For you to raise an heir, you must be able to impact them with wisdom. And when you give an heir assets and money without the wisdom to manage them, you've done them more harm than good. You should get that book, you should read it. Right? So a lot of times we struggle with generational wealth, especially in this part of the world, because wealth transfer without wisdom has shown to fail. And that's what we do. We transfer wealth without the wisdom. We just give the children money, bequeath money to them, and they don't know what to do with it. Before you know it, they squander it up. So wealth inherited without wisdom is lost. Is wealth lost? Is wealth lost? Is wealth lost? And if there's something, if we look at the Bible, we also realize that the Bible consistently places wisdom above material prosperity. Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. Right? What comes first? Wisdom, not possession. Wisdom. Because wisdom governs how money is earned, how money is managed, how money is multiplied, how it's preserved. Wisdom. Ecclesiastes 7:12 says, wisdom preserves those who have it. But remember, wisdom does not come quickly. It comes slowly with consistency. Right? So money can provide comfort, but wisdom provides preservation. If you look at the life of King Solomon is the ultimate example of wisdom. Right? he was given an opportunity to ask God for anything. He asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for wealth. He didn't ask for power. He didn't ask for fame. He didn't ask for anything. He asked for wisdom. And from that wisdom, wealth came, power came, fame came. Right? So, sustainable prosperity is a byproduct of wisdom. Because it is wisdom that will help you to identify opportunities. Wisdom will help you identify opportunities. Wisdom will help you avoid costly mistakes. Wisdom will help you manage resources well. Wisdom will help you make sound decisions. We read the book last month. For those in the January cohort, not March cohorts now. March cohorts are coming to it, don't worry. We read the book in the January cohort last month. Think Like a Billionaire, Become a Billionaire by Scott Anderson. And one recurring idea in that book is that wealth is first built in the mind before it appears in the bank account. Right? See, that book emphasizes that wealth thinkers focus on certain things: stewardship, discipline, long-term thinking, responsibility, and value creation. In other words, they develop the wisdom that is necessary to handle prosperity before it arrives. And this is what makes the difference. This is why some people are able to retain wealth, some people just keep losing it. So a lot of people pray for prosperity. A lot of people are praying for it. They want to prosper. They want to have more money, financial breakthrough, right? A lot of people are praying for financial breakthrough. But few people pray for the wisdom required to manage the prosperity. So as you pray for prosperity, pray for the wisdom to manage the prosperity and work towards the wisdom to manage the prosperity. Right? Work towards the wisdom. Prosperity without wisdom is like pouring water into a leaking bucket. No matter how much enters, it will eventually escape. Wisdom repairs that bucket. That's what it does. It repairs that bucket. Right? It repairs that bucket. So wisdom is key. It's key. So prosperity is a blessing. It's a huge blessing. But prosperity alone does not guarantee lasting wealth. Without wisdom, your income can disappear. And it has happened to a lot of people. Your business can fail. Your inheritance can be wasted. We've seen instances, even in this Money Click. Opportunities can be lost because you do not have the discernment to even spot out opportunities. So prosperity may bring money into your life, but wisdom determines whether it stays or not. Right? So the goal is not merely to become prosperous. The goal is to become wise enough to sustain, to grow, to steward prosperity for years and generations to come. That's the goal. That's the goal. And that's the reason also why I'm enjoining you, if you're not yet in the Money Click program, to join the Money Click program. If you're tired of earning money without building anything, if you're tired of repeating the same financial mistakes, if you're tired of struggling with a lot of financial concepts, with budgeting, you're always confused about anything about money, you watch your money come and you watch it go, right? The Money Click is created for you. The Money Click is not a place where magic happens, but it's a place where your thinking begins to change, right? The goal is to develop wisdom. The goal is to develop discipline. The goal is to develop systems that make those breakthroughs that you will come in contact with last. Right? So remember, prosperity can bring money into your life, but wisdom determines whether it stays. And that wisdom is exactly what we are building together in the Money Click program. That wisdom is what you get every day in the Money Click program. So if you have not joined us yet, if you're yet to join us, there's information scrolling at the bottom of your screen on how you can join the 2026 cohort, right? So reach out to us and join the 2026, sorry, 2027 cohorts, not 2026, 2027 cohorts, to reach out to us and join the 2027 cohorts of the Money Click program. You can book your place in the Money Click for next year. With 10,000, you can book a place for a single slot. With 20,000, you can book a place for a couple slots, right? And those booking fees also make a part of your overall payment. This is where we're going to come to the end of today's live session. Today's live session here on YouTube and Facebook. I like this comment from Anthony John. Anthony John says, if you're not in the Money Click or your children are not in the MCK, you go surely blow. You go blow. You go blow. You go blow well. Right? You go blow. So please and please get on board. Get on board. Get on board. Get on board. Right? I'm happy to have you all here today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be back here again next week, Wednesday. Right? We're here on Wednesday. We're here on Thursday. Every Wednesday and Thursday, we are here. The time is always 12 noon. Hey, hello, Madam Mercy. Happy to see you here today. Yes, the time is always 12 noon, and we're going to be here, right? Yeah, so we'll return for those of us in the Money Click, we'll return back to the click. I'll return with our book. We'll go back with our book reviews. Return back to our book reviews that are currently going on. Right now, it's Cash Flow Quadrant. We finished the. We just finished Think Like a Billionaire, Become a Billionaire. The March cohort is currently reviewing. We'll very soon round up The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. And it's been awesome so far. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Madam Anne. Thank you so much, Ma. Yes, thank you. I see you. Thank you so much, Madam Anne. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it, Ma. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Madam Tony Cho. Thank you, Madam Mercy. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Please remember, we're back again here. Wednesday, Thursday, 12 noon. We know they miss out. We missed last Thursday because baby, in fact, my baby was born 10:10 a.m. That's Thursday morning, right? So that's the reason why I couldn't make it here. But it will only take things like that to keep me from being here. Apart from that, be rest assured, I'll be here every Wednesdays and Thursdays. My name is Chukwemeka Onyenezi. Hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye. For those in the Money Click, for January cohort of the Money Click, remember our masterclass is on Sunday, and we're bringing in a real estate expert to teach that masterclass. So please don't miss it. Don't miss it. Bye-bye.